and commanded him to be called. Bartimaeus, check this out, he went from calling Jesus to Jesus calling him. He went from waiting on Jesus to Jesus waiting on him. Turn to somebody and say, Jesus is waiting on you to come out of that mess. You've been sitting in the dark too long. You've been sitting blind too long. Jesus is now waiting on you. Once you've asked Jesus your request, you've then got to move in the direction that you already prayed for. You cannot pray for a job and don't fill out an application. You cannot pray for a spouse but come out the house looking any kind of way. You cannot pray for something and don't do anything. Get the car started. Now, Jesus, he's looking at this man, and he asked him a question in Mark chapter 10, verse 51. He says, and it says, and Jesus answered him and said unto him, what wilt thou that I should do for thee? The blind man said unto him, Lord, that I might receive my sight. Point number 2, you got to learn to put your finger on your problem. Many times we got problems in our life and we blame it on everybody else but us. We got a list of reasons for not doing well. But somewhere on that list you need to put 2 letters, M-E. You got to be self-aware enough to know that you need to receive your sight. Because I've seen people begging, and they beg for money instead of a job opportunity. I've seen people beg for the wrong thing. Even if I give you money, what's that going to do for you in a couple hours when you're hungry again? I remember doing what they called a homeless connect in the scope. And they had a bunch of homeless people. You can't say homeless now, you got to say unhoused. They're unhoused. And they went into the scope, and there was a line for food, and then another line for IDs to get a job. The line for the food was wrapped around the corner. The line to get your ID so you can get a job was empty. Because sometimes we have a problem putting our finger on the root of what's really going on. The reason your marriage is not working may not be your spouse. It may be you. The reason things may not be working for you may not be something that you think is not, but it may be you. Hallelujah. But Jesus standing right in front of him, he said, and he asked a question that should make all of us self-inspect. He said, what do you want me to do for you?